Hello, second grade writers. Today we are going to discuss the apostrophe and how it is used to form contractions in our grammar lesson. Okay, so we're going to review what we have learned already about the wonderful apostrophe. It has two jobs, okay? Its first job is that it is used to make possessive nouns. So when we want to show ownership of something, we use that apostrophe. So if we read down here where it says, I cannot find Sarah's purse anywhere. Sarah owns the purse, so she needs an apostrophe S. Okay? If it says Emma's smile makes me want to smile, Emma owns the smile, so we use an apostrophe S. Well, let's see what the second job is of our apostrophe. A contraction. Apostrophes also make contractions. So a contraction is when two words are joined together. It's joined by our friend, Mr. Apostrophe. So there's going to be a letter that's going to be pulled out, and the apostrophe is going to be plugged in. So it says do not equals don't. We took out the extra O and turned it into an apostrophe there to put some glue to stick it together to make a contraction. Are not, we take out that O again and put in the apostrophe to make it aren't. And I am, we take out that A and we drop in the apostrophe to make it I'm. Okay? So let's see if we can find apostrophes and contractions in the sentences below. Mom thinks I won't like that kind of pasta. You're right. Won't is our contraction because it would have been would not like, and we took that, shrunk it down, and put an apostrophe. Number 2 says she'll attend the next meeting. I found it. Did you? Here it is. There's our contraction. She'll. The apostrophe takes the place where it would have said she will, so the W-I came out and the apostrophe went in. And on our bottom one here, we have, if I can move my screen, Harry isn't going to school tomorrow. Isn't, okay? We took out the N and took out the O and replaced it with an apostrophe. So is not became isn't. All right, so this will be our focus for this week, is the contraction. So we're focusing on the second job of the apostrophe. Okay, now it is time for us to notice and name. And this quote is from Arjuna B. Jones' book, Smells Something Fishy. So when I look here at this, I say, I see something in the very beginning. I see quotation marks. That tells me somebody's speaking, and there's dialogue. And as I look through, I see, here's where we used an apostrophe. There's a contraction. I don't know what to tell you, sweetie, she said. Unless you get another pet before Pet Day, I guess you're just going to have to accept this. As I went all the way down here, I noticed another apostrophe, right? So you are, we took away the A and replaced it with the apostrophe. I also noticed that there are some commas. So there's a comma here. I don't know what to tell you, sweetie. There's a comma because then we're going to say, who was talking? She said. I see quotation marks again. And when we start a new sentence, I see a capital letter. Unless you guess another pet for Pet Day. Pet Day is capitalized because it's a proper noun. It's a special day. They use another comma. I guess you're, apostrophe, just going to have to accept this. Okay, and the going, the ing is a suffix, right? Added to go. So let us see what we are going to do next. You'll need your notebook and you'll need a pencil. Okay, when we get ready to label, we're going to label our apostrophes with purple and our contractions with purple, okay? So when you go back to write this into your notebook, you're going to use the purple to underline don't and your, okay? So we can always revise these great sentences and make them even better. And in this one, I noticed that they added an adjective because it is in green. So let's read it the second way when it's revised with that adjective and see if it can make more of a visual in our mind. I don't know what to tell you, sweetie, she said, unless you get another cuddly pet before pet day. I guess you're just going to have to accept this. So now I know it's a cuddly pet, something maybe small and soft, okay? So let's see what we're going to copy. And we are going to copy that first sentence that we've been talking about. I don't know what to tell you, sweetie, she said, unless you get another cuddly pet before pet day. I guess you're just going to have to accept this. So you have to be sure when you copy this, pay close attention to all this punctuation in this little two-sentence mentor sentence here, because there's a lot going on. So you have to use these quotation marks at the beginning when somebody's speaking, the capital I. You need your purple to underline the contraction don't, and you need to put that apostrophe in. There's a lot that went on just in those first two words at the beginning of the sentence. Okay, capital I, don't forget that too. And then you go all the way through and you have to put a comma after you, a comma after sweetie, and close your quotation mark. Then you say, she said, end the sentence with a period. So make sure you pay close attention to all of that punctuation. Then for your second sentence, we have to start again with our quotation marks because somebody's speaking again. We use a capital letter to start our sentence. We go all the way through and we are using the revised sentence with cuddly, but you don't have to underline that in green. Okay, pet before pet day, capital P, capital D. Use your comma and go all the way through to where you see your, another contraction with an apostrophe. You're going to underline that in purple. And at the very end, you're going to put your period and the quotation marks after the period. Okay, so now that you have finished copying that great sentence into your notebook, okay, we want you to look for these great contractions in your own writing. I'm sure you're using them already. So what you want to do is when you review your writing, which you're doing right now is your informational writing pieces, and you're telling us all about things that you know, you're going to look through and see, do I have any places where I used a contraction? And if you did, why don't you highlight that in purple so that way you can show us that you're using what you learn in grammar in your writing as well. Okay, friends, we can't wait to read all of those great writing pieces and see where you've used contractions with apostrophes.